Hi, I'm Ralph, and welcome to my kitchen. Today, I am privileged to have my sister here to visit, and last night we were trying to go over recipes that I could do for the show because I was just kind of stymied what I needed to be doing. And so we started looking through one of my mom's old recipe books. Now, everybody has some of those favorite recipes that you remember from your childhood. We came across one. Now, this is not a complicated recipe. It's pretty simple. Maybe many of you enjoyed the same kind of sandwich when you were kids. I just don't see them offered very often, but it's really good. So here's my mom's old handwritten recipe that I'm going to be going through. And what we're talking about here is a ham salad sandwich. Sounds pretty simple. It is pretty simple, but it is delicious. So let's get going. I've got some ham. Now, I didn't have any leftover ham. People used to be much more thrifty. There were no leftovers. People made do with what they had. But I found a canned ham at the grocery store that I worked from today. It'll also work if you had leftovers from a ham that you had for a meal. I chopped it all up and then put it into a blender. This is kind of what it looks like now. To that, I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of mustard. Now I'm deviating from my mom's recipe just a little bit here because I had 1 pound of chopped up ham here, and I think that's a little bit more than what was called for in the recipe. It was called for 1.5 cups. So I'm going to be a little bit liberal with some of these ingredients coming up here. Now I've got the mustard, which would normally be a tablespoon, but I put in a little bit more. Then I'm going to be adding in some sweet relish. That's 1/3 cup in here. I'm also adding what's supposed to be 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, but since we have a little bit more in there, it's actually a little bit more than that. Just going to blend all that together. Now, I've seen some recipes where people have actually put in hard-boiled eggs in with the mix as well. But that's not the way my mom did it, so that's not the way I'm going to do it today. Now, my mom used to just put this on regular sandwich loaf for us, and that works great too. If you want to get a little bit fancier, you could go with maybe a sourdough. If you're doing it for a party, maybe the little slider buns. Today, I'm going to be using croissants, because I'm a little bougie that way. Okay, this is taking shape quite nicely. Here is what it's looking like now. Pretty good, huh? Okay, so let's kind of dress this up a little bit. Here I've got the croissants. I've got some lettuce that we're going to be adding to it. Now I'm putting the lettuce on the bottom, because if you put it on the top, your top bun is going to have this tendency to kind of slide around, and you don't want your top bun sliding off. It's looking pretty good. Now I want to get this on there pretty neatly, so I'm going to use one of these scoops, and that'll also kind of help control the portion size, so I'm going to put a couple of these scoops on. Now, isn't this looking good? You betcha. Now, those were some pretty generous helpings, but that is how it's turning out. That's going to make a pretty bougie lunch. How does it taste? Let's find out. Ooh, that's going to drip all over the place. Don't want that to go to waste. Maybe you don't want to put as much on as I put on. Okay. I just went back to being 10 years old. This is awesome. I gotta have one more bite. This is terrific. It really is. You've got to try this. I'm sure it's all over my face right now, but it's worth it. If you enjoy the video, click like below, maybe give me a subscription, maybe a notify. And with that, I will catch you the next time. Bye-bye. That's pretty good.